So you've put in your offers to the vendor or the estate agent and you've got those blasted objections that you need to overcome and some reservations. Well, good news, watcher. I like a bit of role play. Not like that, you dirty git. So you do get some objections that you come up against, and in this video I'm going to break down the 5 key objections that you're likely to get and how you overcome them. Let's jump straight in. So in order to do this objection overcome, we need an amazing volunteer, and I'd like you to welcome Vernon the Vendor.
Hello there.
Vernon, good to have you. Let's jump straight in. So Vernon, what's the first objection that you've got for me?
I'm not being funny, 90,000 is a bit ridiculous. I've had an estate agent tell me that they'd be able to get me 100,000 really quickly.
Completely understand. Listen, 100,000 is obviously a better offer than my 90,000, or is it? So I know that you've mentioned the estate agent thinks they can get you 100,000, but this £90,000 offer is on the table right now, so you've got the certainty of it. Also, I don't know if you know this, but the average property on an estate agency takes between 6 and 9 months to actually go through. So let's say 6 months if that's okay. And if you don't mind me asking, if you're looking at your mortgage cost, your council tax and your bills that you're paying on a monthly basis on this property whilst it's empty, how much is that setting you up on setting you back on a monthly basis?
I'd probably say about 400 a month.
So if you take off that, what, £400 a month times the 6, that's £2,400, right? Cool. So you've got 100,000 minus 2,400. So you're already at 97,600. Then you've got your estate agency fees. How much do you think that's going to be? Right? So 1.5%, and that's, let's say that's including VAT, that's another 1,500. And then you've got the fact that actually the average estate agent lists the property or says it's going to sell around 6% higher on average. So you then need to invert that and take off roughly another 5%, which is another £5,000. So you've got 5,000, 1,500, that's 6,500, plus the 2,400 in loss as well, which brings you up to 8,900. So what you're actually looking at is a real offer today of 90,000 or a net offer of 100,000 minus the 8,900. So you're actually only left with 91,100. Well, don't get me wrong, Vernon, that is still more money, but it's what's more important to you. A guaranteed offer today of 90,000 or a potential offer that's going to come through in 6 months that nets you 1,100 more. You need to make that decision, of course, but that's the offer that I'm going to move forward with today.
Listen, if you can't get it done in 4 weeks, then I'm going to pull out of the property because that's the timescale that I absolutely need to stick to.
So I completely understand that you want to get it done within the next 4 weeks, but you saying to me, actually, if you can't deliver on that, then you're going to pull out, causes me some concern. Out of interest, Vernon, if we do get to the 4 weeks mark and I've done absolutely everything, what will you do if you do pull out?
Well, then I'd give it to another investor that can facilitate those timescales.
Right. So all you're going to do is then give it to another investor that might be around the same price, and then they will then need to start the entire process that I've done again. Does that make sense?
I guess not, no.
Exactly. So what that's going to cause then is for you to start again. Listen, I'm not looking to make this slow. I want to get the property done as soon as you can, but it's relying on you being quick, the solicitors being quick, the surveyor being quick, and a lot of that's out of my control. Now, do I believe I can deliver on that timescale? Absolutely, but I'd like you to sign something to say that, look, as long as I am doing everything, that you're not going to pull out, and if you do pull out and I'm moving ahead like that, that you'd pay back the fees that I've caused on the expense on this. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, fair enough. Listen, you sound like a really nice guy, Jamie, but you're fairly new to the industry, and I've got people with a lot more experience. They're buying properties all the time. They're a lot more credible than you, if that makes sense.
I completely understand. Listen, I'm not one of those property buying companies that's out there, which, you know, they probably do buy more property and they probably have been going for longer. I also know they've got a lot of overheads and a lot of expenses, and so they will end up needing to offer lower in order to make it work for them. But ultimately, listen, I understand that you're coming from a credibility point of view, but that's the same with everything. If you sell through an estate agent, you don't even know who the buyer is apart from a name on a piece of paper. You don't really know who the buying company is. It's a corporate entity. At least with myself, we are talking face to face. But let's say we agree, it goes through solicitors and goes through the the legal process, and I do mess you around, what are you going to do?
I guess I'd just pull out of the deal.
Exactly. And if you do pull out, how much is that going to cost me?
Thousands, I guess.
So listen, you've got that right at any point, but all I'm asking for is the opportunity. Everything goes through solicitors like that, and as long as the price works for you, and I do get this through as a punctual matter of need, is that something you can work with?
Yeah, that sounds fair enough.
Amazing.
Do you know what, Jamie? That does actually make a lot of sense. I think that's something I could work with. I'm just going to need to talk to my missus about this, my wife, just before making a final decision.
I completely get that, Vernon. It's an important decision, and you know, if it's your wife's decision as well, that is going to be amazing to move forward with that. Just out of interest, is your wife aware that you are looking to sell the property?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. And is she aware that you haven't had any offers that match your requirements?
Yeah, of course. That's why I'm having this phone call with you.
Great. And is it agreed that this is an offer that does match your requirements?
Yeah, we've gone through it together, so we understand sort of the limits of what we're willing to accept, should we say.
Great. So everything that's going forward with this is gonna keep her happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Let's move forward with this right now then, because there's nothing getting in the way. It's just getting the okay on the other side, right? If there is another sort of like, oh look, I just want to get her approval first, etc., this is how I then go in. Vernon, I completely get it. Just so I understand, are you 100% about moving forward with this offer?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, the numbers make sense to me. I'm good to go.
Great. And do you think your wife is going to be 100% about moving forward with this offer?
Don't see any reason why not, so I guess yes.
And if she has any objections, what do you think they will be?
Probably about how quickly we can get moving, to be honest.
The reason I'm doing that is I want to isolate and overcome those objections so Vernon can communicate that with his wife. And then finally I say, okay, great. Can we agree, subject to your wife, that you're happy to accept this offer?
Yeah, that sounds fair enough.
Amazing. I'm going to send this through in writing now. If you can give it a squiggle, give it a sign once your wife's agreed, and then we'll move on from there.
So I've actually already had an offer on this property that is slightly higher than you already.
I completely get it. If somebody's already made an offer that's better than mine and they're coming across with everything that I've got to offer, then you should definitely go with that, Vernon. I'm not saying that would make it ridiculous, right? If they've offered 94 and I've offered 90, you're going to go for that. But just so I can ask, are they actually offering and moving forward? Because what I'm able to do is email you right now a formal offer in writing with my letter of intent, proof of ID, proof of address, and proof of funds to move forward with. Have they given that to you
Well,
yet?
no, but they've committed over the phone.
Great. So listen, I'm not telling you how to suck eggs here, but ultimately in the property world, an offer isn't an offer until you have got that locked in and in legals. If you're happy to accept my offer, I will get it in legals today, and the solicitor will call you today. Now, yes, you are shaving a bit off that, but ultimately it's an offer that is real and I'm happy to move forward with, but it's completely down to you on that. Where's your head at?
Look, if you can get it in legals today and I do get communication, then yeah, I'm happy to move forward subject to everything you've said.
Let me know if this was helpful in any way at all, and I'll do more videos like this. And by the way, if you've come across objections, whether it's when you're raising finance, talking to investors, vendors, or estate agents, let me know what they are in the comments below, and I'll create a video especially for you. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe and the notification bell. And if you got value from this video, make sure to hit the like button. It does help out tremendously, and I hope you can join me in saying a massive thank you to Vernon.
That was actually pretty helpful. You should probably subscribe now. Right now.